what's happening? Anything? Yeah, all right, mate. Well, no, like the present. Oh, well, yeah, delivered. Oh, I use quite a lot. It's a Sainsbury's, and it's same day delivery for up to 20 items. At least once I get shopping. Yeah, it's top ups, mate. So she does each time I do it. Fine. It's all right, mate. None of the bowl, but I mean, they're still open. Quite the same. Restaurants are open. Hated, right? Except it's not the handle. What are you talking about? They're good. I don't want the why lose Twitter handle, all the negativity, all the other in the tweeting. Yeah, getting upset about this. Went in there today. It's awful. It's awful, mate. I went in Tech City. It's absolutely awful. The pages will give it a load, and the code never finished loading. I left it, refreshed it, another 5. I, that's where I try to get out of it personally. The chances of it, he must realise now that it actually being able to do it are zero. Absolute traders. If he can't get traded, it's finished. Of course, he started issuing bonds now. Did you know about that? Yeah, yeah. Issuing bonds, regulated in every jurisdiction in the world, and it classifies it as a security. You know, he's just got a death wish because he will, him at Miami when back. There's no doubt that they will. It's a win. He's issuing a bond. um, but you know what a bond is, loan to the company. Then these, he said, will be freely tradable on the ladder. Oh no, oh no. But that'll be the nail in his. See, take a look at him. But thought it had a chance. It's yeah, yeah, yeah. But it'll be interesting as well to know. I mean, we will be, but it'll be interesting to know way because he must have sold 1 or 2 mil. Must have constantly. I know. Yeah. Mm, yeah, mate. People still believe in it. Funny thing for me. Yeah. Did ya? Won't be another pump. I mean, he's obviously got enough to. It's just whether he wants. Uh, about 30,000. I'm prepared to lose. I'm prepared to lose 'em. I'm not bothered about them. You know, I bet on it overall. Um, but mm, well, it's below cents now, mate, isn't it? Good stuff. Bear many ill will, but it could have been so good, couldn't it? You know, it is. It's a mistake. Just imagine. Yeah, huge mistake. I haven't got the open graph tags sorted. There's no long tail UI. Ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's obvious. Well, it'll come out in the wash, won't it? If the CFTC don't pull him by so in the coffin. Yeah, he has sold with a market maker take probably last year, didn't he? Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Each bill, the burn rate on that will be lovely. Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, on um, it burst into life because I mean, it's nice to have a new platform, wouldn't it? You know, because we can. Yeah. Well, look, I felt I was thinking and each out of it. I mean, it'll still only be £1 a month each for the last 5. Better than nothing, isn't it? Well, you've got a PayPal account, or you could transfer to a standard bank, Isle of Man. Well, they didn't as of yesterday because yesterday. Oh, right. Jewstorm.com. I don't even know the inbox login detail. That must be yours. Well, did you ever register that inbox? 'Cause I never did, mate. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You need to do something about the football section because obviously we haven't got any more. Andy's doing bits and pieces, but you know. Yeah. What I've done is I'm waiting list at the moment because if you remember, I was a little bit concerned about continuing to process payments because I had a chargeback from some muppet, and it was obviously going through the RT file, yeah. And what I didn't do was make bubble. I mean, I got away with it when I 20k odd in seminars, yeah. That was all right, but that had a long lead time, you know, between 6 months, yeah. Whereas the trading portfolio, the bot, if you like, um, they have a shorter window. Yeah? And I had one chargeback, and I thought I don't like this because if we lost for racing, that would be a fucking noise, wouldn't it? So what I did was I set up Stripe, did one transaction. Now Stripe automatically closed down mylose.com payment processing. They just gave me a week and closed. They said it was current, even though it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It was basic. Well, bots again. So I closed it and I did one transaction, and that covered the pro form subscription, which I paid for to 2 weeks. Set up to renew, and it did renew actually through Standard Bank. Um, I didn't want to carry on using Stripe um, because what was the reason behind it? I can't remember. But anyway, the functionality is still there, so people could, if they ignore statements on there saying accepting new members at the moment, but please fill in the form to be notified when. I think I've got about 6 or 7. So it was strong set up in by, but I think it's from memory. I don't think I used Racing Trade because I couldn't sign it for you. You had to. Well, I have, but it is soft. Well, automated. The actual software isn't gambling, but the one thing that does go forward is that Stripe, yeah, and all of their processing, all of their checking balances, they're all done automatically. Nobody's sitting there looking at web. Right? It is behind a member's uh, login. So in other words, they can't see what's being sold. You with me? Yeah. It was a month where I lost 3 members that were paying for it. It was just a bad if it happens, you know. So it's partly to be a bot manager, not fixed. Um, God, I've got the wobble going in me here now. Hold on a minute. Yeah, got him. Uh, they have. He's all right. Yeah, mate, same. He says he's coming down on Friday or Saturday. He's been promising it for months, mate. He says he's just waiting for his document for an old Mini that he bought, and it's all ready to go. And he said that it's been posted, checked online, so he's got the reg document. I don't see why, but you know what he's like. Things happen. That's what he said. Well, he's got a few quid, but no, nothing significant, I don't think. Yeah, he is. Yeah, still doing it, mate. Yeah, yeah. Fun. He did. He was using Stripe based on my recommendation. Stripe are funny because they don't do chargebacks, so he hit right, left, and centre for chargebacks because people saying that hadn't received the product. Yeah, and the carriers had stopped collecting signatures. COVID, so well, it's in my terms of that for the product delivery, and want to dispute that the person received it, um, and they said, okay, we'll pass it to the client processing or Mastercard process, basically allowing every them 9 grand. Company owes them 9 grand. So he said they're not. He said that I told them, used your words, John. He said I've told them that you be funding your money. You are not funding my money. I have no value, zero balance because you're defending my chargebacks. Well, they apparently couriers now, by a standard, don't collect signatures anymore. That couriers enormously for couriers because that stuff. Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's helpful, isn't it? Yeah. Well, obviously he had a problem, and his ships internationally. I mean, that might be working for the UK, but the amount of business he does in the UK is nominal. But yeah, so I was a little bit worried about it. Yeah, well, we've got a little bit of there for them. You see, I think it's a good idea to carry on doing this stuff. I mean, Dew Storm TV still streams live 24/7. The selects are still published the day before, all the time, and it still gets attraction, and it's promoted the Telegram. Well, we've got 120 members now, which is quite. you know. It is interaction in a group, yeah, but there isn't interaction simply because it's not there for that, really. I mean, you get the odd person that posts and asks a question, which is fair enough, I'll answer it. But it's all automated, all the stuff, everything is automated. Telegram and the selections and all of that. Yeah, yeah. He obviously is rather pissed off that he knows, but he can't figure out who I am. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Anne's like, and she's a big, but unfortunately, she's too Tony, isn't she? But I mean, at the end of the day, mate, it's like absolute shit. Look at the grade he's giving her all the time. You know. Yeah. Well, double, I suppose, isn't it? How'd you find it? You know, should be able to find it, shouldn't you? Do we not log in? We don't know his login details, then, do we? That's yeah, yeah. Thing. Join his trade up only £100 a month. Can't, I mean, people curiosity pay it for 1 month. They have £100 a month. So, something like that. What I'm really want to do, mate, is to get this done. Because we can with it. We can get some new software. We can move loads and loads. Start playing again, even members. Uh, yeah, yeah. Why don't you get this 15 grand, pal? Bung it in standard, and that you don't have access to that anymore. Well, if not, just send it via PayPal. Owner's got a PayPal, so hasn't he? Uh, well, I'll tell you what, mate. Me, right? Are you out? Just bung 15 to me, and I'll do five back, and you put out the tax later. If you want to, that's up to you. Hmm. All right, mate. Because I think that'll give him a boost, and we need a boost for Christmas because that is a time possibly when he might find a bit of time to do it. If we can get if we get a version released, start building up traction for that. Well, I had one person screaming. What's wrong? Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Blimey, that's useful, isn't it? Uh, you like? Yeah, why not? But we don't really have we don't have a format really, do we? Are you saying that we still gone racing as well? I don't think that'd hurt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, and also, yeah, if you push to the app with his daily select. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? And maybe put mine in as well, because if you were to straight gambles, put a punt on them, the all the selections, mind you. Now that's the problem. It does the software different things, but it shows all the selections, but they're not all gambled and they're not all traded. No, you. But let's put Andy's selections in. That'd work. Yeah. Well, I mean, it would go beneath. It would go on the page, wouldn't it? Which app? Yeah, that's where you're going to put it. Makes it one. Be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right. Bit you later.